One day a friend of mine witnessed a pigeon falling off the 20th floor of his apartment and dying from the fall. I swear, pigeons seem to have forgotten about their flying capabilities. So much so that they can be seen waiting patiently at zebra crossings so they can cross. But we definitely know what we are good at. Welcome to MathSwift. It has been really long since I last uploaded a video. Due to some ongoing health issues? No, not COVID. Okay, the topic for today is speed time distance. Speed, which is the essence of MathSwift. Distance, which if too long the relationship does not last for long and hangs by a thread called notifications. Time, which doesn't always remain the same, so even if it is bad, it won't last forever anyway. On a more serious note, speed is the rate at which distance is covered, and it is measured in terms of distance traveled in unit time. The unit time can be 1 hour, 1 minute, or even 1 second. Remember what we learned in work rate and time. There we learned that efficiency or rate with which a work is carried out is the amount of work that is done in unit time. So can we say that speed is nothing but the efficiency with which a certain distance is covered? Yes, we can. So if efficiency corresponds to speed, work would correspond to distance. And if we were told that it takes a car 6 hours to cover 240 kilometers, we can then say that in 1 hour the car would cover 40 kilometers, and we know that distance covered in unit time is called speed. So we can say that in order for a car to cover 240 kilometers in 6 hours, it should run at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Obviously, we are assuming here that car always runs at a constant speed. Similarly, if we were given that it takes 8 seconds for an athlete to cover 48 meters, we could then say that in 1 second the athlete runs a distance of 6 meters. So his running speed is 6 meters per second. So speed can be expressed mathematically as distance divided by time taken to cover that distance. Please note that this equation describes the motion of a body. In complex problems, students tend to get confused and often end up mixing the speed, time and distance of motions of different bodies. Now, what are the units in which speed is mentioned? Since it is distance per unit time, it may have any combination of units of distance and time in the numerator and denominator respectively. It could be kilometer per hour, meter per second, meter per minute, kilometer per minute, or even kilometer per day. We just need to be watchful of the units that have been given in the question and convert from one unit to another if required. That is easy. For instance, if we have been given speed in kilometer per hour and time in seconds, and we have been asked distance in meters, we need to convert speed from kilometer per hour to meter per second to be able to use this equation. Best is to keep in mind the conversions that are commonly used. Like you should be able to instantaneously tell that 1 kilometer per hour is 5 divided by 18 meter per second. If not, no worries. 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. Now at least this you should know. And 1 hour is 60 minutes and 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 1 hour is 60 multiplied by 60, that is 3600 seconds. Upon simplification, we get 1 kilometer per hour equal to 5 divided by 18 meters per second. Here is a list of some commonly used units of measurement of time, distance and speed and conversion of units. Now there is no option for you but to remember certain things like 5 miles is 8 kilometers, because if you do not know it during the exam, there is nothing you can do about it. So we have seen that speed is distance per unit time. On cross multiplying, we get distance equal to speed multiplied by time, where distance is the displacement of the body during motion. Time is the time duration over which that motion has occurred, and the unit used for measuring it is the same as the denominator of the unit used for measuring speed. Thus, if speed is in kilometer per hour, then time would be in hours. So what all possible cases can we have here? Case 1, when distance is constant. To be able to understand what it means, let us consider an instance here where a man walks from A to B at a speed of s1 km per hour and takes t1 hours to reach point B. So we can say from the relationship that we saw between distance, speed and time, that the distance covered by him would be given by s1 multiplied by t1. On his way back from B to A, he walks with a speed of s2 km per hour and takes t2 hours to cover the same distance. So we can say that the same distance can now be expressed as s2 multiplied by t2. From here, we can infer that speed is inversely proportional to time. That is to say, if it takes t time to cover a certain distance at s speed, it would take half the time if the same distance was covered at double the speed. We can also say that it would take double the time if speed was halved. Similarly, let us solve a few questions for better understanding. The question reads that due to a technical glitch, a train moves at 4 by 5 of its usual speed. Now it is given that it is moving slower than usual. So we can infer here that it would take longer than usual to cover the same distance. How much longer? 40 minutes is what is given in the question, and we need to find out the usual time, that is the time it usually takes the train to cover the same journey while moving at its usual speed. So if it used to move with the usual speed of 5 units, it would move with a speed of 4 units due to the technical glitch. This is what 4 by 5 of its usual speed essentially means. Now since the length of the journey remains the same, we can say that speed and time would be inversely proportional to each other. That is to say, since speed changes in the ratio 5:4, time changes in the ratio 4:5. If you haven't watched the video in which we discuss this concept in detail, where product of two numbers a and b is constant, please go and watch that. Link is in the description box. So if the train's usual time for the journey was 4 units, it would now take 5 units to cover the same distance, that is a difference of 1 unit. But according to the question, time difference is 40 minutes, so we can say that 1 unit corresponds to 40 minutes. So the usual time, that is 4 units, would be 4 times 40 minutes, that is 160 minutes. Moving on to the next question. A man drove from his house to his office at 40 kilometers per hour and reached his office 15 minutes late. Had he driven at 60 kilometers per hour, he would have been 15 minutes early. Now this man is driving us crazy. So one thing that can be inferred from reading this question is that the distance from his house to his office remains constant, irrespective of the speed at which he covers that distance. We have just seen that if distance is constant, speed and time are inversely proportional to each other. That is, if one increases, the other decreases proportionately, that is by the same proportion. Now, what that means is, if speed increases from 40 to 60 or from 2 to 3 if we talk in terms of ratio, the time would decrease in the same proportion, that is from 3 to 2. Now these are just units and not the actual values. By saying that the time decreases from 3 to 2, I do not mean that it decreases from 3 hours to 2 hours. So we see that there is a difference of 1 unit in time when speed increases from 40 to 60 kilometers per hour, but we have been given that he reached his office 15 minutes late when he drove at 40 kilometers per hour and would have reached 15 minutes early had he driven at 60 kilometers per hour. So a reduction of 30 minutes in total in time. So essentially 1 unit corresponds to 30 minutes. So actual time taken would be 3 multiplied by 30 minutes, that is 90 minutes or 1.5 hours. We need to have time in hours as the speed is in kilometer per hour. So distance which is speed multiplied by time comes out to be 60 kilometers. Had we used 60 km per hour as the speed, we would then multiply it by the time it would have taken this person if he drove at 60 km per hour. Either way, you will get distance as 60 kilometers. Now you need to keep an eye on units, but you do not need to be overcautious about it. Like the unit hour in the denominator of the unit of speed cancels that in the numerator of the unit of time only if it is expressed in hours. So that is the key to avoiding such small traps. Alright, that was it for this video. If you found the video helpful, please hit the like button. It would motivate me to continue doing this work. To see more such content, please subscribe to the channel. Any suggestions or feedback, please type them below in the comment section. See you in the next video. Till then, keep on keeping your distance. Mask up, mask right, stay home and stay safe.